Alright, so chapter 2 of Taboo Tattoo starts off with the lieutenant and the sergeant, aka the girl and the guy that was in chapter 1. They're in Justice's room, aka Segi, like saying Justice rather than Segi, so I'm just gonna call him Justice. They're in his room, kind of just going through his stuff for like no reason, just kind of there to be there. But honestly, the point for him being there is pretty much he has an ultimatum, or they gave him an ultimatum of he joins their team or pretty much he dies. That was pretty much ultimatum. Obviously, him being a good guy, them being kind of good guys, he joins the team. He got some background on the lieutenant and the sergeant. Her name is absolutely retarded. It's Bluesy, if I remember right, it's Bluesy Foozy or Bluesy Fusey, something stupid like that. And it's stupid, it's just stupid. But her nickname is like Izzy, and she's a lieutenant in the United States Army. And then you got the sergeant, forgot his name, but we'll just call him the sergeant. You know, obviously he's under her. And she goes on to explain that she's with the American Army, aka military, and their mission was to infiltrate Japan, aka the kingdom, and still back all the spellcrest that was taken from the American military, even though it's technically not in the American militaries, but well, it's America, so we gotta take everything that's not ours and make it ours. So that's what their mission is. And before Justice signs on to it, he asks what her personal goals are, and her personal goal was, quote unquote, to just stop war from happening. And he said, even though he knows that she probably lied to him about some things, that he believes her that she doesn't want war to break out, so he's going to join their team. And pretty much goes on to explain that if he didn't join, he would probably die because of his spellcrest, because all the spellcrest has side effects. She explains that it's just like drugs, which I kind of find is funny. Not that I condone drugs, but I like the real world references that this manga has in it. It's different. So she goes on explaining that every crest has like a side effect, just like what's the anime I watch? I forgot what I watched. Where everyone has superpowers, but when they use their superpower, they cost. It's pretty much if he didn't control his spellcrest, he would get sucked in. Like from Inuyasha, how the monk, how he has a black ball in his hand and he can't control it, it'll suck him in. Literally, it's the same exact situation. If Justice doesn't control his spellcrest, then he'll get sucked in by it. So obviously he's gonna have to learn to train and use it and all that fun stuff. I feel like I've seen this plot before, like it's so familiar to me, but I don't know from what. But I know I've seen this type of plot before. So obviously Justice is going to join them and all that fun stuff. But what I did like, this is funny, I don't know if they did this on purpose or what, but they totally had a Full Metal Alchemist quote, like legit, the quote, the law of equivalent exchange, totally she said it almost verbatim. I forgot what she was doing. I think she was explaining the whole spellcrest thing. She didn't tell him everything about it, but she, like I said, she wanted to tell him that his is, like I said in the first review, that his special doesn't require anything to activate. It can just activate, but it also uses blood. So if he gets in contact with blood, it'll also automatically activate. And I think maybe he was freaking out or something. And then she yelled at him. She was like, in order to gain anything, great in this world, you have to sacrifice something just as great. And I'm like, get out of here. Like, she legit just quoted Full Metal Alchemist. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not knocking it. I think it's awesome. Just saying, she totally quoted the law of equivalent exchange. Hands down, almost verbatim. But anyway, so pretty much in order for, so I think this is where the comic relief comes in at. But the lieutenant, Izzy, because I'm not going to call her by real name because it's stupid, her side effect was just weird. It made her not age. So she has a body of like 16-year-old, but she's probably like 50 or something. So she joins Justice High School or middle school, whatever he's in, his school. And something really weird happened. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was really weird. So she goes to this class and she's like flirting with Justice because it's a manga, and then Justice's like wife, girlfriend thing, um, obviously interrupts like, hey, don't be touching my man. And legitly, Izzy, like, no crap, molested Justice's girlfriend, which her name is Toka. I forgot her first name, but she like no crap, like touched her and all that fun stuff. And I'm like, whoa. I mean, I know it's just like a setting, but I mean, crap, that was not expected. But fast forward or rewind. What I did also like about this was that was a lot different, other than the Fuller Alchemist quote. Was like, usually when you see anime and mangas where there's two different countries that interact with each other, they magically know the same language. And this one is not. Like I said, this manga is more, obviously it's not real world because they have powers and stuff, but at the same time, a lot of stuff is more real world, which is what I really like about it, because you don't see that, and I've never seen it before, honestly, ever. So like I said, the lieutenant goes to school and she enrolls, and they go on to explain that she speaks fluent Japanese. And as obviously it's Japanese, so all the boys are like drooling over her, and she's not even that attractive in the manga. I mean, not that I like cartoons, but I mean, she's like an average like girl, but whatever. And the boys are like, no, and they're like, oh my god, you speak such great Japanese. How did you learn to read Japanese and speak Japanese? And it might be something small that a lot of people miss over, but that's something I personally really like. It's something small, but it's something intricate to the story that everyone does not speak the same language. Just like, obviously in real life, everyone does not speak the same language. So you got these two American service members that are infiltrated Japan, and they no crap speak Japanese in the manga. Now obviously the manga is in English, of course, but they actually speak Japanese. So honestly, that's like a big brownie point for me for the manga. And at the end, that was just a little mini scene. At the end, pretty much they get infiltrated. The lieutenant and the sergeant, they invite Justice over for a meeting, blah blah blah, and they get infiltrated by a rival clan, which one of them seemed to possess Toka, because if I remember right, Toka attacked the sergeant and like stabbed him with an umbrella, which is kind of weird. And then Izzy was I think she was at the school or whatever to like plant devices, plant like spyware, and she got attacked by another guy that worked for the rebel clan, and his spellcrest was like literally like no crap Zabimaru. Like it was a big giant snake that was like connected to like his spellcrest or sword or whatever. Like I don't know if this is like on purpose, but I feel like this manga has a lot of references from other anime and manga. Which I mean, if it is on purpose, I think it's awesome. This show so much tribute to other series. I think that's like amazing. And that's where it ends. I'll probably try to do chapter 3, chapter 3, 4, and 5, maybe in one video next time. Since I'm so behind, so I'll probably try to get rid of volume 1 and then do it by volumes until around where I catch up. So yeah, that's pretty much that was the chapter. Like I said, it was a pretty good chapter. It was slow. I mean, I'm not expecting it to be like super fast. They're obviously just explaining stuff. Justice has to go through, his little training to learn how to use his crest and all this fun stuff. But I like how it's changed. I like where the story is going. And like I said, I like the real world aspects that are in the manga, and the references that may or may not be on purpose. But it's a decent manga. Honestly, I wish that you check it out. I think, like I said, I randomly kind of ran into it. I think I was just on a website, kind of looking at a different manga to read, and that popped up. And so far, it's pretty good because I only read 2 chapters. It's a lot longer than normal manga. It's like first chapter was like 80 something pages, and this chapter 2, was 50. So like I said, it's a little bit long read, but it's really not that bad. I can get into it. I could actually see this being an anime. Pretty cool. So that's pretty much it. Hope you like this video. Don't forget to comment below. Don't forget to go to the Facebook fan page, the blog post, and don't forget to comment. As always, it's really touching.